Hey there, buckle up, because this week we're going to pay Rhita Nattah a visit. Talking to us from Fez, Morocco, Rhita will show us around her country and its musical scene. From Fez to Marrakesh through Casablanca, Rhita will talk about the difficulties of pursuing a career in music in her country and the lack of resources allocated to it. Together we'll take a deep dive into the creative process behind one of her recent singles, Effects of Thought, and its video production. Feel free to kick back and relax, because right now, it's 8:30 somewhere. Powered by BASSBASE.
So, hey Rita, and welcome to the podcast. Thank you so much for doing it.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Let me start with the first question. Can you tell us who you are?
Okay, so I am Rhita Nattah Benani from Morocco, from Fez specifically. I'm an independent singer, musician, composer, and songwriter. I learned to make music by myself. I'm a self-taught, and I chose music for the rest of my life, and I just wanted to make something that I love for the rest of my life, and to be 100% myself. And this is who I am.
How did you get into music?
It's not a specific thing because we don't have a music industry where I live. So it's just from YouTube when I grew up and started looking for artists and stuff that I don't know about in my country. And one day I found out about Amy Winehouse, and I started loving music from hearing her stuff and her music. And from I learned English by translating her words,
That's so
translating
cool. I mean,
her
I did
songs.
it as well. I did it as well as a kid, I have to be honest. Like, Nirvana lyrics are probably well inscribed into my mind just because of that.
I completely understand. I relate to this. Yes, that's how I learned English, and that's how I loved music, and that's how I learned to sing and everything. I started listening to her and trying to know how to sing, and just self-taught, because I've always wanted to learn music, but I didn't have a choice. In Morocco, we don't have this, so I had to learn everything by myself. I tried.
Just for the listeners to know, you picked up Morocco, Fez, and then 3000. I think.
Yeah.
We'll get to the zip code and city in the episode, but beforehand, is it in the whole of Morocco that you don't have an opportunity to study or pursue music professionally?
Yes, there are private schools, maybe. I heard when I was young, I heard about a private school in Casablanca, but I was living in Fez, and we didn't have the money for it, so I couldn't study music. Yeah, maybe people study traditional music with some people somewhere, but it's not official. It's not professional.
I see.
You know, it's just if you like something, you go search for it and everything, but you don't have a professional thing or a path that you can follow if you want something, if you want to study something. And it's about art in general, not just music.
Yeah.
So when you say you're an independent singer, is that what you mean? That it's like there isn't really an option to be a non-independent singer in Morocco?
Lately, like the last 4 or maybe 3 years, when music started to be very, very, very international, not music, but like the streaming platforms and everything, some labels started to show up, not in Morocco specifically, but like in the Middle East and everything. And but I chose to stay independent. I'm still choosing to stay independent in the moment, because I feel like I am completely myself. And I'm afraid to lose a part of me if I go somewhere, or if I go to a label. So,
Totally.
but yeah, before I wanted to be signed and everything when I was like maybe 5 years ago, when I was 19 or 20. But it wasn't possible, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you start off studying, like when you're an autodidact? How do you go about and know where to start off?
It was so hard, and it's still sometimes hard, but I just follow my heart and my intuition and my soul. I just learned by listening to jazz and to everything. I tried to learn the guitar, and I learned it when I was 21 maybe. That was my first guitar. My mom gave me the first guitar when I was 21. And so just by searching on YouTube, that's how I learned. I just search for the things that I think about, and I learn. For example, the jazz chords and everything from watching people who play jazz music and Amy Winehouse. So I try to follow them, and I keep watching, and I just try to put my fingers the right place, and just this way. There was no real lesson or something like professional.
Yeah. I mean, it's also kind of difficult because you, as a beginner, and I mean, as a pro as well, you always look to get some feedback to know like how to get better, and have someone on your side to like tell you that's right, that's wrong. I mean, have a debate about it, and just doing everything by yourself.
I didn't have one to give me the feedback. Yeah.
Do you have a community of musicians around you there, or is it like really by yourself?
It depends, because for example, right now I'm far away from the place where I grew up and the place where I studied. So I'm in another place where I know no one. It's like a village. I'm in a village. So now I have no one.
Where is that?
It's called El Walidia. I'm in a village, so I have no one here like who does music. I know no one. But where I was in Rabat, I had some friends and everything. Yeah, I had friends who played music when I was in the university, and after I met some people who make music. And but like right now, I'm just with my producer, like who is also my husband, Sam, and we just make music together here.
Cool. I was gonna ask, what made you leave the city? But I guess you answered that.
No, we decided together because he was living in the city where I studied. We decided to move together somewhere else for the moment.
And even though we already touched it. So you grew up in Fez, and you picked up the city as for the title of this episode. Could you go maybe in detail and tell us why you picked it up?
Because I always feel connected to Fez, where I grew up. I always feel like everything started there. My emotions, my feelings, my love to music, and I really love the traditional music there. I have my uncle who make like traditional music, and I really like it, and I'm so inspired by it and by him, because he grew up in a place where there is no music and no industry, but he keeps on making music even though he had a job and he had children and everything. And he's so in love with music. And I grew up loving the city, even though I didn't go out much. But I love the old Medina. I love everything about it. I just love Fez.
Wow, that's so nice. I mean, any place specific you would recommend for people visiting?
The old Medina of Fez, the old city specifically, and like you're talking about the whole like Morocco, or just the city, just Fez?
Could be. I mean, I've never been, so.
People could visit because people just know Marrakesh as a Moroccan city.
Right.
It's the most famous, but there are a lot of beautiful places like Chefchaouen, it's in the north. This place where I am now, El Walidia, there is regions near to Agadir too. They are so beautiful. Like a lot of places to visit here. I still didn't visit everything in my country.
Sure. Talking about your uncle making music and you growing up listening partly to him as well, what kind of music you grew up listening to?
I grew up listening to specifically a traditional sound called Aisawa. And this is the very inspiring type of music to me. It's my grandma, I grew up with my grandparents, so they were playing it every day on the radio and everything. And it's also the type of music played in weddings and everything. So I was always...
Can you try to describe it? What kind of...
A bit.
It's a lot of percussion and melodic singing, and that's
Cool.
Yeah. I love percussion so much. It's so famous here, and it's in every tradition.
Yeah, there's I think Ganawa is
yes,
also...
Gnawa is also
Yeah.
famous, so famous. Yeah. But
and really cool.
yes,
And all percussion.
exactly. Yeah, but Esawa is different. But yeah, Gnawa is very famous. It's famous in Marrakesh, Essaouira, and everything. And Esawa is in Meknes, Fez. But people play
Very
everywhere. Like they play Gnawa in Fez too.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you know about it.
Why?
I didn't know that it's very famous, like a traditional type of music here. It's cool to know that people know about it.
We saw that online that you are also inspired by Nigerian music.
Yes, I love it.
Where does that come from?
Just by hearing some of the songs one day, and I fell in love with it. It's just like
Any
that. It was
specific song?
I don't remember, to be honest. I don't remember if it was one song or many. I just I heard one day, and I was like, okay, the melodies they sing are very, very original and beautiful, and I tried to sing them, and I started looking for other types of Nigerian music and everything. So I found out about a lot of things. I love Nigerian music. Yes.
Do you see it as like a big part of your music, your inspiration?
I don't think so. It was just a part of my journey. It's not like the main thing or the one thing that inspired me, but it's a part of my journey.
Cool.
How would you describe your music for people who weren't able, or just like hearing of you for the first time?
I describe it as my soul singing. I describe it as like it's a mix of like the thing that I was inspired of, which is Isawa. I told you like the type of music, my traditional, the thing that I grew up listening to, and also it has like English lyrics, because I grew up listening to Amy Winehouse a lot and to English music rather than Arabic music. So it's in English, but like it has Moroccan beats and the Moroccan percussion and everything, and Moroccan melodies on the guitar always.
So that was like the decision of starting to sing in English instead of Arabic?
It was never a decision. It just came like that. Because maybe
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. I said it's just because I grew up listening to more English music than Arabic, so I was inspired more by the English words. But that's all. It was never a decision. It just came like that. Maybe one day, if my heart and my heart tells me to sing in Arabic, I will. But like for now, I sing in English. It just came.
Because if I'm not mistaken, I mean, I think it was this morning that I saw one of your YouTube videos, and a cover you did for a Moroccan song had like
no, it's not a Moroccan song.
200. Oh, it's not a Moroccan song.
No. It's a song from Syria.
From Syria,
yeah,
cool.
By a Syrian musician, rapper, singer. It's in Arabic, but it's different from the Moroccan Arabic. It was hard for me to sing
dialect,
it too.
Right?
Yeah, exactly, different dialect.
Could you go into the differences? What was hard about singing it?
Because it's not the same dialect, so it was hard to understand some words, because we have some common words in Arabic, but like not everything. Everyone has every country has its specific dialect. So I couldn't understand some words sometimes, and I had to ask the singer about them and search on Google and everything.
And did you really have like a conversation around with the artist, like the Syrian artist?
Yeah, before when I loved this song, I told him, and then when I tried to sing it, I was asking about some words and about
So
the meaning, about the meaning.
What's his
before.
name?
His name is Bukaltum.
Shout out.
Yeah. Yes.
Am I correct in saying that you have a certain love for language? You speak a lot of different languages, right?
Yeah, I love languages. Yes.
Yeah.
I would love to learn
How many
all the
languages do you speak?
I speak Arabic, French, English, and a little bit of German. I started learning it a long time ago. I don't remember much, but I'm gonna learn it. I'm gonna do it. I love German. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Where does the love for languages comes from?
I don't know. I don't know, because generally in Morocco they speak the Arabic and French, 2 languages, and the English. Now young people, some of them, like most of the people speak English too. Maybe half of the country, but yeah, they Moroccans are so good with languages. Even when they learn a new one, they can speak it fluently.
That's interesting. I mean, your English is like outstanding.
Thank you.
You said you never took lessons. You never learned in school.
No, maybe
Just
1
from
year
songs.
when I was young. Yeah, 1 year.
Wow.
Maybe, yeah. And then it was songs and movies.
Amazing. You have a master's degree in French?
Yes. Yes.
Cool. Tell us about that. How did you get to that?
Perfect expert for languages.
Yeah.
We got in store like a language lesson.
The master degree, yeah, I had it 4 years ago. I don't even remember. It was because I wanted to. I had the love for languages and for music, and because we had no music schools, the other option was to learn about a type of to learn about a language more, and I wanted to do English, but in the university I was in Rabat. It was the most not beautiful, but like the most cool university, and it didn't have English since the beginning. I had to study 2 years in another university that I didn't like, and come study the 3rd year in that university. So because I wanted that specific one, I chose French, just like that. And I had my master's degree. But after that, I didn't feel like working with my master's degree. I felt like my love for music is more strong than my love for French. And I chose to pursue music no matter what, even though I had no idea about how I'm gonna do. Really, I was lost.
Well, you taught yourself.
Yeah, I was very lost. I had no idea how to do it, and I just knew that.
So how did you find yourself? How did you go from being lost, to putting out all this amazing music?
Thank you. So I don't know if I need to to talk about that thing specifically, but when I was in the university in my last year, a group from Switzerland found out about my music and about my just videos. I didn't have original music back then, and they wanted me to be the lead singer. And
Wow.
they came to Morocco to record my voice twice. So I was singing with a band. They recorded my voice. They wanted my voice in their new album, and they recorded 11 songs in Morocco with me. And then I had to go to Switzerland to be the lead singer. But when I went there, I was I didn't like the ambience in general. So I came back after 1 month, and and then one of my songs, the first song that I wrote, had it has now 100 million views. So when I started seeing that people like my words, I was not confident about the songwriting, because I'm like, okay, I learned English by myself. I'm not good. I need a songwriter. I need a producer. I need a team. I can do it myself. And I was doubting myself a lot. And when I saw that people liked my words, and that was my first experience, I was okay. Rita, you have to do it by yourself. But it was it didn't take just 1 minute, just like I'm seeing it right now. It took like 2 years or 3 years. So that's how I found myself. I was like, okay, people love what I do and love me for me. I don't need anyone to write my song on everything. I just have to be myself. And if people like it, they're gonna like it.
You mentioned like 2 or 3 years as if it's a long period of time, and I mean it does sound like a long period of time. But do you think it was only like a psychological barrier that you had to cross, or like?
It's always both psychological and also like with myself learning everything. I had to practice more and so it's both. It's like the real life experience. I didn't sing or write before for someone or for myself, so I had to know that I can do it. So I had to practice. I had to watch things on YouTube. And at the same time, I was learning to trust myself and to say that, okay, if you think that if you decided to make music, it's because you know that you can do it one day. So just be yourself. And it was a long battle on both sides, on the physical, the psychological thing, a lot.
Yeah.
It was a long battle. I still have these kind of battles right now, but like not before, not like before.
That was exactly what I was about to ask. Do you think it's over, like the psychological battles of, like trusting yourself, being sure that whatever you're releasing is good enough? Because I feel as if it's always an issue.
Yeah, it's because sometimes I'm like, okay, we don't have an industry. I didn't learn how to make music. I was never taught to make music professionally, how to make it professionally. And I don't have a team. I don't have people around to ask and to write with me. I was like seeing every time the singers having songwriters and the producers around. They are in the studio. There are like a lot of people and the team to make music. So I was always saying to myself, you can do it yourself. If these people need a lot of people, you need them too. But with time, when I found like that I have no solution, like I don't have these people, I don't have this team. I was with Sam too. He's also a self-taught producer. So I just said, okay, Rita, you're gonna be your own composer, your own songwriter, your own publisher, your own manager, your own publishment, label, everything. You have to be this if you want to make it, because you can't wait. Because I was waiting for a moment. I was waiting for people to come and rescue me from this Morocco and help me and save me. And I was having this battle inside my mind all the time. I'm like, okay, I can't do it by myself. I'm gonna wait for a label, for something. And one day I was like, no. Time runs and time goes fast, and I have to do it, to just do it. And that's how I started writing by myself and everything.
And how does the music scene in Morocco look like? If you can,
it doesn't look
describe
like anything.
Even
it's
like.
Yeah, tell me. Sorry.
No.
No, you tell me the question, like the whole question.
Is it just like, I mean, that's most of the question I was trying to like, maybe, because you always go back to the fact that it's very hard in Morocco, like you have no professional schools and
is it possible to perform? Like, do you perform there?
Not much, no. Mm-hmm. There are a few concerts, especially for traditional music. Like in Fez, in Marrakesh, in Essaouira, for Gnawa, for example, and everything. And there are a few festivals of, like a little festival that just came up like 4 years ago of like house music and everything, techno and that kind of vibes. And then we have Mawazin, the biggest festival. It's just one.
Yeah.
Like they call international singers, like, I don't know, I'm just saying Travis Scott, French Montana, I don't know, Dua Lipa maybe, So, and there, in this same festival, there are little other scenes when they call African, from the like Africa part, they call the singers, and other scene for the Arabic stuff. Just people who sing in Arabic, Moroccan singers, but little scenes, but just one festival per year.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we don't have like, as you see in Europe or in America, or I don't know, in England, like festival everywhere, concerts, scenes, and no, we don't have this. We have
And does
pubs.
it mean-
You can perform in pubs and hotels, and that's all.
And does it mean that the whole infrastructure is not there as well? I mean, studios,
Yeah.
producers.
Mm-hmm. It's just like, as I said in the beginning, like these 3 years, the last 3 years when streaming platforms started getting real everywhere, people started creating their own home studios and their own like teams, just people with themselves, groups of people, of young people who want to do something, specifically rappers. Because the rap culture in Morocco is so famous. I think it's everywhere in the world. Rap is more famous than all the other styles. I know. I just feel like it's the case.
Yeah.
I think you're
And,
right, like rap and hip hop.
Yeah, it's not like you can see jazz singers everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
and you know what I mean?
Why do you think it's happening now? Like, why not earlier?
Because, as I said, because of the streaming platforms. Because they helped people to
open
share,
up to new types of
exactly, and
music.
to gain a little bit of revenues, to make clips and everything. But it's still very hard for people here, for Moroccan singers and Moroccan.
You also put up videos, right? I mean, and it sounds kind of intense, like in that kind of situation. I mean, I think we saw that you put up a video for Thought in Effects.
Mm-hmm.
Which is pretty, I mean, it's beautiful, and I love the choreography of just having you like narrating the whole song, standing in front of the camera, either like face forward or like from the side. And I mean, how difficult it is to like find professionals to work with.
It's so this one is just came like that. I wasn't expecting to make a video. And it was just a lyric video, so because all the time I just focus on the musical side, and the composition, and on the songwriting and everything. So when I made this one, like everyone around is telling me, Rita, we need to see your face. Rita, you need music videos. It's most famous than just audios. Rita, don't. And I'm so shy in front of the camera. I can't like be photographed or like. Oof, it's very hard for me. I feel shy, and so I wanted to make the image first, the cover art for Effects of Thoughts, and we went. There is a photographer who loves my music, and he wanted to work with me for free and everything. And it was very nice of him. His name is Anonym Shot on Instagram. And he's very kind and everything. So we went to Casablanca to meet him. And we wanted to make the cover art. Then he was like, he told me, he told me, Rita, you need people need to see you acting, to see you like moving. And I was like, you know me, no, I'm not going to do this, And he said, let's just try with the phone. Just try to sing your song, this one. And he was just trying to film me and everything, because after doing the photo, we just wanted to do this for fun. It was not really something that we wanted to make. So he just wanted to film me singing my song like this, and it came out this way. It was beautiful. He worked on the video himself and everything. Yeah, it was just not.
So it was just like one take on spot.
It was 2 takes with the phone. Just this. And we didn't want it to make the lyric video. It was just going to be another audio from Rita again. And he works on it by himself. The first video he made, and it was this.
Wow, you guys are talented.
Now
I would not have guessed.
Yeah, he is talented. Like he is also self-taught and everything. Everyone who makes art here in Morocco is self-taught in general. Generally. Yeah.
So self-taught and good at languages. All Moroccans.
Yes.
Do you feel like the lack of, I don't know how to like define it, but I would say established institutions for music and art, does it make artists stick together, or does it tear them apart? Like trying to fight for the small shares of listeners and audience that there is?
It depends. Well, rappers sometimes I'll stick together. Rappers, but there is beef sometimes between rappers. But like they're just doing their thing together, like rappers.
Yeah.
And but we don't see much of the other styles in general, apart of like Arabic, which is famous in Morocco because people listen to Arabic more. It's normal because this is our first language.
Yeah.
There are Arabic singers, a lot of them, like, but they work more in the Middle East, like in Egypt and in Lebanon and everything, more than in Morocco because, as I said, there are no concerts and everything, so they go there. But no, we are not lost. We are not together much.
Yeah.
Everyone trying to build his own thing.
Could you see yourself also going on tour, performing in other countries?
Yes, like we have a band, we repeat and everything together. We work together, even though we have nowhere to play. But
Yeah,
we are
right.
like we do this together, and I have a beautiful band that I work with, really, really talented, all self-taught, and good with languages. But yeah, they are very good, and I'm sure I'm gonna go on tour somewhere one day.
Cool.
That's so nice, though. I mean, it just makes you build stuff from the
Yeah.
lack of
From
like,
scratch.
Yeah.
Really cool. Where do you see yourself in in 5 years?
In 5 years, okay. I see myself releasing more like more songs, and my first album, I hope. Yeah, I'm gonna release my first album, EPs and everything, and touring somewhere in Europe, in England, in America,
yeah.
and coming back to Morocco to enjoy the sun and the food, and working on more music, and just like that, making music, going on tours, and coming back and working on
Very
more
cool.
music. I hope I won't be shy anymore in front of the camera and work on my first music video, because I need a music video as soon as possible. People need it too, and I need it. It's just that I need to find the right team and everyone to work and love this, and to be confident, 100% confident to work on this project. And they need to want to build something from scratch too, because if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it again with no help. Just gonna work music video. I'm gonna, like, for example, call someone I know who is good with makeup, I don't know, with hair, someone who is good with camera and everything, and just trying, like, just my friend, just the people I know, people they know, and we're gonna try to build something. But we're gonna have no help, I guess.
Yeah. Is there a way for you guys to like finance it? I don't know, a GoFundMe project.
Yeah,
or-
people all the time ask me to do this, but I'm shy. I never did it before. All that time, like, since I started
always a
making
first time.
music.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yes, there is always a first time, but I think I can do it without it in the future, near future, I think. I hope. But it's all good, learning to do everything by ourselves is very, very important, because then you are confident and you know how to do things. Even if someone wants to help you from the outside, like someone who is who knows the job and everything, you're gonna know how to say no when you don't like something, how to make your own ideas too with him. Now I know that I can sing, write, produce with Sam, of course, everything. I know how to make the song. I can make an album, and I can make an EP and then album just by myself, and with Sam, of course, because he is a big, big part of what I'm doing. He is everything. He makes the song. He works. I don't know. He works more than 12 hours a day to learn how to produce. To learn how to produce by himself, no help. He started making music when he was 16 years old, and all the time by himself. He started with like rock, music, metal. He's a big metal fan and rock, yeah. And now he just from YouTube and everything, he learned to produce by himself. He records the guitar by himself, the bass, everything. He plays all the instruments. So he's the one I work with on the composition. So now, because we learned everything to do it. Sorry, I lose my English sometimes, even though we are good with languages. Even though we didn't have anything, the fact that we learned to do this by ourselves make us very, very confident. Because now I know that I won't need people for the specific things. Maybe they help and everything, but like not the main thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely gives you a lot of confidence in yourself and the experience you sort of gain, perspective. I don't know, even nurture your own character in a way. Just finding your own character and like what
your own
you
vision
want
too.
As well.
Yeah.
What are you working on now?
I'm working on an EP. Yes.
Can you share some more details, or is it?
Yes. It's gonna have maybe 5 songs, and I'm gonna try to release one song before, because it's gonna take time for the mix and to mix the whole EP. So I'm gonna try to release one song before the EP.
Yeah.
And yes, that's all I'm doing. And I'm trying to think about possibilities of for the music video. Yeah, for the next song.
Is it similar stylistically to what you've been doing, or different?
Musically or like visually?
Musically.
Musically, yeah. It's like it's always percussion, guitar, and words, meaning.
Yeah.
Music with meaning, like a lot of lyrics and everything.
How does the work on an EP, like where does it start from for you? Do you have like a concept in mind that you just write songs about, or is it just like getting together something out?
I'm trying to work on that now, because all the time I had like a lot of songs that I make, but I don't release. I just released like now 5 songs and 2 other mini songs with an artist named Sami. He's a Moroccan artist who lives in Canada. We released 2 mini songs. That's another project that we want to do. And I released 5 songs of mine. But I wrote a lot of songs and we produced a lot of songs. But I'm so perfectionist. I need to be 100% of the thing before releasing it. So I end up releasing 1 from 10 songs.
Wow.
So now I'm trying to listen to the things that I made, and also to record properly the things that I have that I love, that I was not confident about. But now I'm working more on the production, on the style, on the lyrics too. And sorry, the idea of having an EP is just, I was like, okay, enough releasing song after one. I want a whole project. It makes more sense, and it's more meaningful, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And lyrics does play like a big role for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like to speak my mind and to speak the truth and not to be afraid of anything.
Yeah, effects of
thoughts.
Yeah, effects of thought. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a harsh criticism, at least to me, like on the second, I think, listen. Maybe you could
exactly, yeah.
share what were you criticizing there?
Oh. Okay, big question. So effects of thoughts is just my thoughts since I was young, of everything that happened around and in the world in general. The fact that I'm all the time, not like most of the time, I don't like what's happening. I think that there is a lot of there is not enough love between people, and between the people who run the world, who runs the countries and everything, and between their people, like the relationship between them is not based on love. And the world in general, I think, is based on like the love of money, the love of fame, the love of power. And I think this is gonna be like our end, the end of our humanity is their love of power instead of their love of love.
Yeah.
And all that stuff was weighing me down. And Effects of Thoughts came after just one night. One night I was very, very angry about this. I remember something happened somewhere. I don't remember in which country. And that I read a lot of news. I was very angry and very sad. And I wrote that. It came one night. Sometimes I spend years writing one song. But this one just came up after one night. I was very angry and I wrote this. Someone was making a beat that same day. And I sang on it and it came like that.
Yeah. I mean, even the video, I think, like fits well the whole protest.
Really? You think so?
Vibe that, yeah, I mean, I don't know, you're just there by yourself, speaking kind of harshly to the camera, with the words like down there as well. I don't know, it gave me like this, I'm standing up for something.
Thank you. I appreciate this. Yeah, it was, I tried to show this. I was very angry. And also on the video, I was very shy too. I don't know if it shows.
I don't think so. I didn't notice.
Me too. It
was anger, sadness, and a little bit of
shyness.
True.
A great mix of emotions there.
Thank you. So yes, this is the Effects of Thoughts. In the beginning of the song, I say effects of thoughts over me making my body so weak, because it's true. When psychologically, mentally, you're not good. You feel very weak. Like you feel your body, like you feel the weakness. And I was feeling this way these times. I was not. I couldn't do something else. I was just in bed all the time, reading the news. I was not moving. I was not eating well. And it was literally this effects of thoughts over me making my body so weak. I'm tired of all that I see.
Do you think of yourself as a sensitive or a hypersensitive person?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, I am. I feel everything so deeply. Yeah. It's both. It's good and bad at the same time.
Yeah.
It's very bad too, because you can't do much about a lot of things. But you thinking about them at the same time. You're thinking a lot about them. You want to do more. You want to make things happen and to change things. But you feel like you're a little human in this world and in this universe. And when you don't feel that you have that much power to change the things, you feel weak. But at the same time, we have music. And that's when music comes. That's when music helps. And music makes you feel powerful. Because of music, I am powerful, and I had to. Music helped me through a lot of things since I was young. My childhood was not sometimes easy, like everyone else, I think, and music was there. I was just finding myself in music. So music makes you powerful, and when I wrote this song, just after this song, I felt all my power again. I felt myself again, and I felt strong again.
Is music a place of refuge for you?
A lot, yes. Of course,
specific song. Sorry for being specific.
No.
Any specific songs you go back to, every once in a while?
No, there are a lot of songs that I listen. There is that song that I go back to. Yes. when I'm very weak, sometimes it's "This Bitter Earth" by Diana Washington. Do you know it?
Yeah.
I don't think
This bitter earth. The words are very strong. Do you want me to read the words for you of it?
The only better thing would be if you sang it for us.
No. I'm not that good as Diana Washington, But the first, it's you have to listen to it if you don't know it. It's the words are very, very, very powerful. Like she says, this bitter earth, what a fruit it bears, and what good is love that no one shares. I love these specific words. What good is love that no one shares. So this is the answer of your question. This is the song I go back to every time when I feel sad about what happens in the world. Because I just think that there is not enough love. There is love for sure everywhere,
But it's not being shared.
Exactly, and it's not the. It should be like the. What is called? I know la base en français. It's It should be the roots of everything. Yeah, the base of everything.
The root of everything should be love.
Yeah, I mean, you should always take news, like the business of news, with a pinch of salt as well. They're making money off just letting you know how shitty everything is. So it's always bad.
Yes.
It's always bad. And it always can get worse. So
that's, yeah. But to stay sane and to stay in love and powerful, we have also to remember the good side of life and everything. Sure. But it's
and I think
hard.
That's exactly what you're doing. I mean, sublimating that into your music, finding a way out of this, I don't know, deadlock.
It helps a lot.
Creating
I'm thankful.
Stuff.
I'm thankful for music. Really.
Yeah.
Just the fact that I sacrificed all my life, like the fact that I did it even though we had nothing, the fact that I went for it, the fact that I felt like the music is the only thing that I can do in my whole life. And I was not afraid of the failure, not afraid of the future. I just feel that music is the thing for me.
What do you mean by sacrificing all your life?
I not like all my life, but I mean, in Morocco and in general, people want like you study to have a job and to work and to have money in the every month and everything, to build a house, to all these things, and people start telling you this all the time. So when I decided to make music and people know that there is nothing in Morocco that could help me here to make a living.
Yeah.
People started to tell me things and to make me afraid. I know that they were afraid, like even my mom and everyone. They were like, "Okay, you studied 5 years to stop everything. How could you do that? How could you do this? You're gonna be sick. You're gonna need to eat. You're gonna have things to buy, and all these fears." And people thought that I was crazy, that I'm doing shit. Sorry for the word.
Don't worry.
They started putting their fear into a lot of people. Sometimes people who were very, very close to me. And sometimes I was afraid by their talks and everything. I knew it was not gonna be easy, but I never stopped and I never gave up. Even though I had to make music some days with having nothing, like zero, and I knew that I could work with my master degree and be very, very good, like at living and have a. I had a job. I had a job. Like when I just had my master degree, I applied for a job, just like everyone does, and they accepted me in a school. I was gonna be a French teacher for college students. And they accepted me, and I went back home. I was with Sam at the time. I went back home and I started crying. And I started crying. I remember this day very, very well. I started crying a lot. And he told me, "Why are you crying? They didn't accept you or something? Tell me, what happened?" I said, "No, they did. And I have to sign my contract Monday." This was like 4 years ago. This thing happened. I said I have to sign my contract Monday and start working. I'm gonna work with children, with students, not children, but I'm gonna be responsible and everything, and I don't have to let them down if I accept the job. And at the same time, I knew that I want to make music, and if I go professional in the teacher thing, I don't have to play games. Like it's their future, and I'm gonna be a teacher. So I started crying, and he said, "You know what? Don't accept the job." And I said, "Okay, but it's hard and everything." I was thinking a lot, and Monday I called them. I knew. I thought about it the whole weekend, and I just knew that if I started crying and I got accepted, it's not the right thing for me to do. I was not gonna be happy.
Definitely sounds like it.
I was not gonna be happy, so I called them Monday and I refused. I just refused.
It takes a lot of courage.
I refused, and it was a very good amount of money that I had.
For sure.
And I said no in front of music with 0 dirhams, like with $0, with everything. I said no to to that job, and I called mom, and she was very angry for a long time. She thought that I was crazy. She still thinks that I'm crazy. Sometimes my grandma too, she calls me and she says, okay, in Arabic, she says, "Ma yahdik shalad," like God will not guide you to make the right decision. Work with your master and work with your master degree like all people your age. And I'm like, Grandma, I swear I'm not crazy. I'm just in love with music. I want to live making something that I love. So they try to accept now. They pray for me and everything, but it was hard. It was very hard. But when I refused the job, I was very happy. I smiled and I started making music.
Are they still critical of you, like even though you've come a long way?
Yeah, because in Morocco, if you don't sing in Arabic, you're not very famous in your country. So they don't know what's... I tell them that I have a lot of people who encourage me and who follow me from all around the world, and they are really in love with my music and everything. They trust that, but they still think that I'm crazy. Because they think that if I don't have like a real job, a real career, like a job and money every month and everything, they think that that's life. And I know that this generation is starting to stay away from that. Like these things, they're having like a job and the responsibility, and they're not liking the job and everything. So people are now getting back to their soul, to their real joy. They're starting to follow the things that they like. And I think this is very, very powerful. I hope it's going to be like that for the rest of life. Like a lot of people stop their job to make the things that they love.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
So they don't understand. They still tell me to work and everything. Yeah. A real job. For them, this is not a real job. But they accept me. That's
sometimes
that's
hard.
all. Yeah.
So thank you so much for doing it.
No, my pleasure. I really appreciate everything you do, and the fact that you contacted me. I'm here in Morocco and everything. I'm very grateful for that.
That's all for this one. As always, this episode of 830 Somewhere was brought to you by BASSBASE, your favorite international platform for music-related content. Thank you for listening. If you got this far, we would highly appreciate any kind of support, which is much needed, especially for an independent platform like ours. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button, leave a review, and follow us on social media where you can share your thoughts about all of our episodes. Big shout out to everyone behind this episode. Executive production by Max Goren, Ben Sharoni, Joscha David, and Sophia Reiners. Engineering and post-production by Max Goren. Hosting and editorial work by Ben Sharoni and Max Goren. Booking by Sophia Reiners. Music and sound effects by Max Goren and Hannes Schurig. Artwork by Joscha David. Coordination by David Garaniste. Hope you've enjoyed your flight. See you soon, somewhere at 8:30.